Hello everyone, my name is Naseem Uddin. I am in the ambassador team, specifically the professional development committee, and today we are doing a collab with Brand. Let's get to our interview with Danielle. Hello.
Hi, how are you? I'm Danielle.
I'm Naseem. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Today I have with me Danielle, one of the alumni, part of our alumni mentorship program, but she also has her own history, so feel free to share who you are.
Well, I went to NYU, class of 2000, so ironically enough, this year marks 25 years since I graduated from College of Arts and Science. My major was American politics, so that's what I got my degree in, with a minor in sociology. And I am also a NYU Wagner graduate of class of 07, acquiring my MPA there as well. And I was a part of the opportunity program as an undergrad. I was a part of the C-STEP program. It was a great experience. I learned a lot, and I've developed, I would say, lifelong friendships since attending the school.
Since you mentioned it, you said you had like very memorable moments and you really enjoyed your time at OP.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess one question we would have is like, what your most memorable OP related like memory while you're in college?
Experiencing the initial like EOPC step summer, having that opportunity to have a group is I feel kismet and like chef's kiss, because individuals in that group that you would meet with, and you have your own advisor weekly over the summer, and then as you go through your freshman year, you have your they were like weekly or bi-weekly meetings from what I recall with the group, just to like check in and see how you're doing, was very helpful. The journey kind of just shifts as you go through your 4-year career at NYU. But it's a good thing, because at the same time when that shift occurs, you're still connected to the group that you started with that EOPC step summer, you know? I remember going to the office. It was like the office was like the hub. It was the hangout spot where you got to like see your people, be it speak with your advisor through the program, or have necessary studying and tutoring services provided if you needed it to help you with your respective courses. I know for me, when I would go there, I had joy in going there, especially my first 2 years at NYU, because there was connectivity and just being able to check in with people, especially as you start to go along on your own separate journey. You're not seeing people as often, right?
Yeah.
So it was just very helpful to have that space to come together and just catch up and see how you're doing.
Since you made it and like you're currently working, you've hit some level of success. There was obviously a point in your college life where you had probably a hurdle or a challenge. How did you manage to overcome that hurdle, and like how did OP help in that?
OP was very helpful in just navigating this new space. Going to college is like your first step in growing up. Whatever your family structure is, that's been base. And now you're out here. The OP program was just very helpful in me acclimating, in being on my own. Being responsible for myself, not having anyone telling me like, do this at this time, make sure you go to class. You know, I was responsible for myself, and that can be a bit daunting. For a time, I was pre-med, right? I feel like everything's full circle because I am a psychologist now, and I do have a doctorate, but I was pre-med, and what I loved about the opportunity program was the access to individuals to help, review any necessary materials, go over stuff, have your own infused, already set up study groups because we were all in these classes together.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was one thing I appreciated a lot.
I see that. I see that even in my time. Like I'm a junior, but things are progressing to the point where it's like there's no one really to watch my back. There's always help, but
Right.
It's time to take charge of your own life. So I guess in tune with that, what is the best advice you would give to an OP student, whether they be EOP or C-STEP?
I think the best advice that I would give an EOP or C-STEP student is to really lean in on the resources that are provided. I think it's great that the opportunity program is evolving even further to ensure that those that are in the program are successful. Because we want you all to be successful, right? In the past, there has been a stigma of those that are a part of these type of programs, and that's far from the truth of having that stigma. We're all very educated, we're bright. There's a reason why we're here at New York University, and as such, I would just say that the advice I would give is to lean into the resources that are provided within the program, the staff that's there to help you, because they genuinely want to see you succeed. And then, even utilizing those resources, upon graduating, giving back and ensuring that you do that for those that come after you. Just sitting with you and having this conversation, right? I think about the time of when I was in school and what resources were available for me at the time and what I could lean into. So that would be my advice.
I know a lot of OP students and C-STEP students that do not take advantage of all the resources applicable to them.
There's a lot. Yep.
So there's things like the OP bulletin board that Simone sends out every week. There's constant NYU Engage emails. I don't know. I think OP students should definitely start making it a habit to attend these events.
Even more so now.
Yeah, connections are so important now. So being able to be in that network where people are genuinely trying to help you and they're also in the same community that you came up in. It's it's amazing. Yeah. Yep. I know we touched on work and everything, but if you could give a bit more detail into exactly what you do and where. Yeah.
Sure. I have my own consultancy firm. It's called Great Dane 921. The focus is on leadership development, providing leadership development, training, and facilitation to executives and those that they lead and manage. Focus on empathetic leadership, cultural intelligence, which is very important in the workspace, I feel, and then also other components of organizational development. So I have my consultancy firm in that regard. I have been a project manager now for over 20 years in different industries in the tech and even marketing and advertising world. And have done a lot of social impact and digital marketing and social impact campaigns for nonprofits and even for-profit entities. I can say that when I came out of school, I had landed a management consultancy role at Accenture. Back then, it was Anderson Consulting, so I was with them when they broke off and became Accenture. That introduced me and forayed me into doing management consultancy work, be it on the for-profit side or the nonprofit side. My journey really motivated me in pursuing my doctorate in order to develop my company, Great Dane 921. So what are your aspirations, since you're asking me? Now I'm going to ask you. I'm flipping it on you just a little bit.
Well, I am a comp sci major, and I have a minor in cybersecurity.
Okay.
But my main goal right now is to really just hit an internship and then use that as a pivot to just landing an actual full-time role upon graduation. So what do you love about it? What drives you?
What drives me is creativity. I've been in the creative space in some shape, way, or form. with what I do, working with designers and creatives to bring things to fruition or form a specific product. That's one thing that drives me. The other thing that drives me is the opportunity to work with just different people and everybody's working style, because no one is one and the same. So it's really nice to be in group dynamic and working through a project and seeing something come to fruition, because all of these different sources of a person is coming together to make a beautiful product.
So like kind of to tie to that, so like did you always know you wanted to do what you're doing right now? No. Okay. So
I'll be the first to tell you that no. I initially came in here on a pre-med track. You know, I envisioned myself being an obstetrician, and then I just shifted because I found more of a love and interest of debating and talking and doing policy work. So I did kind of shift and was focused on like possibly looking at pre-law. But then I was like, I don't know if I want to be a lawyer, although I am very much aware of what the law is and all that good stuff. And I even worked at a law firm. I was a researcher while I was in school. Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, so I was kind of focused to do that. My mom knew I would probably do like management consulting work or like project management work. She originally was the one who was like, yeah, you should do like ops. You're good with operations and like logistical stuff, and you're even more so good in working with creatives and like directing them. And because I call myself an analytical creative, meaning like I can look at things and I want some type of structure, but I also like to be creative. So I guess you could say I have an understanding as to what creatives are thinking because of that level of like fluidity and being able to just build stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had no thought process as to like specifically what my profession would be. If you had said that to me nearly 30 years ago that this is where I would be now, I'd be like, no way. This was good. I enjoyed this. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, my brownie was amazing too.
Yeah, your brownie looks good.
So lastly, what was your favorite like location in NYU?
During my time, because now things have changed since I matriculated at New York University. Besides both, and the Kimmel Center, which was low, a major stomping ground for me was Hayden Hall, which is now, from what I've been told, Lipton Hall. So Hayden Hall was a great sanctuary for me, and it made me even further establish relationships with folks that weren't a part of the opportunity program. So that was like my resource also to make additional friends.
Well, so. Yeah, all right. Well, let's go ahead to Lipton Hall right now.
Oh, I'd love to see what it looks like now.
We're here at Lipton Hall.
Memories.
Does it look anything like you?
The front of it still looks the same.
The front of it looks the same?
I'm interested to see what inside looks like.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
The lobby is still kind of the same, but it's changed up and it's been renovated. Everything was like wood paneling. And so like even the dining hall was wood.
Hey, so now that we're back at Lipton Hall, does this remind you of anything? Maybe?
Absolutely not. Everything looks so different here.
When this was Hayden Hall, what was your most memorable time?
Oh my God. So the dining hall could be in the past used as a space to hold events. If clubs wanted to host like a nice gathering. I remember specifically the dining hall used to be used by clubs to do poetry slams. There was a club, I don't know if it's still around, they used to do stuff in there just to honor even women, black women in particular. There's just a lot of good memories I have here of of the community that I had established and was a part of living here and doing stuff. And NYU was very helpful in ensuring that there was a contingency of Black women that went to the Million Woman March. I was a part of that organizing team, and we would like assemble the sandwiches in this dorm. This was one of a hub spot to assemble the stuff, and they made sure to charter buses for us. We had like about 4 buses go down to DC.
Dang,
Yep.
that's nice.
Yep.
Okay, well, I know we're short on time, so as like the final interview question, I kind of asked you before, like, what advice you would give to OP students, but as another piece, let's say you had the opportunity to come back and be an OP student, what is one thing you would maximize doing?
I definitely would maximize on utilizing, like I said, in the resources of the OP program. Ensuring that, especially whatever my major is, like tapping in and utilizing those resources to ensure that I'm successful academically and then socially, like being able to just connect and continue connectivity with my peers that are also a part of the program. That's one thing I would do again.
Thank you.